My name is Wanda, and I just want to thank God for the Maida House. Um, I learned a lot from being in the Maida House. Um, they showed me a lot of things, being responsible and nurturing and parenting because those things that I didn't know. Only thing I knew how to do was use and get high and being angry and upset by little things. But now, today, I know the difference. Um, this picture right here it means so much to me because what it says, my daughter walking in my footsteps and she don't want to fall, so that shows me there that how your children looks up to you. So that's how I know I have to do the right thing because if I fall, she'll fall. So I have to go forward and teach her, you know, and these pictures here is me and my children um, being in the Maida house, how I got my children back thanks to the Maida house, and how I grew closer to my children, how we understand each other. Just like I said, knowing the difference today, the loves, the hug. I wasn't taught that, how to love my child, how to give him a hug. All I knew was taught to me, hollering and fussing at him. But I just thank God for the Maida house, for knowing how to do things. And this is a picture of my son. I have 4 children. I have my oldest 26, my other daughter 22, my son's 19, and I have a daughter 8.5, and I have my grandbabies, which I love so dearly. In this picture, knowing that the joy to taking pictures with your children, the happy things in life, knowing that you can succeed. It's not about using anymore. It's about bettering your life, doing something good, making good plans and being positive and being responsible. Now this picture here is with the pink on, is me and my daughters that I took at the Maida house when I first entered it. That picture meant a lot to me because it let me know then that I was on the right track. Just taking these pictures with my children and seeing my grandchildren today and knowing that they see their grandma, I ain't nowhere to slop over. It means so much to me knowing that I'm doing a positive thing. And these books, this was Maida house, Mom and Me time. I was my daughter at the time, she was 2, and I wanted a book for her, and I picked the book out, and it meant so much to me because she adored the book, so she kept it, and it meant so much knowing that you can read to your daughter. Cause I didn't know how to read to her. I didn't know. Now I can read to my daughter, my grandbabies. I can even read to myself that have me to read. And this again, Mom and Me, when me and my daughter used to play here, and I got to know her. I mean, is for me to say that, to get to know her, even though I carried her and had her, I still didn't know her, because I didn't know myself. So for me to get to know my daughter in a nourishing and parenting way, it means a lot, knowing the difference. And this tree is this is a tree. It shows the inside of me that it's growing, just like a tree grows. That's how I feel. I'm growing, because I know I can do better things in life. I don't have to take shorts. I mean, I could just know the difference today, how to help myself, how to help other people's. That's what that tree means to me. It means it's growing. The branches is the leaves is getting greener. My life is getting greener. And this here is you know when I was in the Maida house, my counselor was right here. This was her office. And the stuff up here, we used to say how we feel. And sometimes when I had bad days, I used to get up out of my room and I used to go look on that chart and say, what is my day going to be like today? You know, I had to predict what my day is going to be like. You know, how it's going to make my day. Is I'm going to be sad today or depressed or angry? You know, just the feelings within me to predict how you was going to feel. How your life was going to be today. You know, but it just have to take it one day at a time, you know, step by step. It takes one day at a time, you know, life on life terms. You can't control life, but you can control yourself. This used to be my room. I was in this room in January the 6th, I'll never forget, of the year '05. This was my room, you know. I was comfortable. I knew I was in the right place. You know, I know how some people be like, I don't want to be here, I'm ready to go. When I first got in the main house, I knew I was in the right place. I knew it because this is where I wanted to be. I was ready for a change. I didn't want to use no more. I was ready to be a better person, a better parent. I was ready for the world to be positive. And this is my success. Coming in and going out. That's what I say. I'm through. I'm done. You know, and once again, I have to thank God, you know, for the Maida house, for the completion. And this again is my room. I'm grateful. I'm joyful. I'm at peace. Things could be no greater. Honesty. Wow. That's the main important thing in my life is honesty and think of the consequences. But honesty, for you to be honest with anybody else, you have to be honesty with yourself. You have to rectify. You have to be honest with yourself before you be honest with anybody else. You have to then identify yourself. That's the word. You have to identify yourself. And think of the consequences. You have to think before you do anything. Because then you have to, when you know you're doing wrong, when you know you're doing right, you still have to think. If this is the right thing, should I? Okay. Or if I do it wrong, my consequences. Setbacks. Setbacks are not a failure. I once had a setback. And just to see that meant so much to me for having a setbacks are not a failure. When I had a setback, now I know it's not a failure because my setback had meant me to do more in life, to help me to go forward, to know that I didn't do nothing wrong. You know, sometimes it's okay. So now when you do have a setback, you will know to identify the setback and learn from your mistake. Learn from your mistake and not do it again. Trust the process. You have to trust the process. You have to trust in yourself to trust the process. You have to trust to know you can do the process. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to trust in yourself and trust in God to know you can do it. Focus on now. You can't focus on the past because the past is the past. You can't even focus on yesterday. You have to focus on now. What's best now? You have to focus on what you got to do now to get ready for tomorrow, to make it better for tomorrow.